Hi, everybody. I'm Kim. Welcome to the Regretful Yarn Addict. So, today is a Wednesday wrap up. I do believe it's episode 31. Um, yeah, I've got a few things finished. I'll show some in this part, and then I've got another clip I'm going to add on. So, yay. I just finished this up today. It's an octo. I thought I would like this yarn better. It looks so nice in the ball, but it's really busy. But some little kid might see this and be like, Mommy, 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 I want this. Because I do have a craft show coming up on the 30th. And then the following weekend, I have a family reunion on the 7th and a craft show on the 8th. That'll be fun. Busy weekend. Thankfully, I have Monday off. It's a holiday. So I'm just sitting there holding this like it's going to do some magic trick or something. Are you going to do a magic trick? No. All right. Then, look at this. This is my square for my temperature blanket for August. The low was 68. The high was 104. So that'll get added once I get September. I gotta have July, August, September for this route. Yay. And I've been doing stitch tutorials, so I've been making dishcloths. So I think this is the one. No, not that. This one. This is the one coming out on the 16th. It is the Trinity stitch. So, kind of looks like a star stitch, but it is not. It's a little easier than a star stitch. And then this one is coming up the following, which would be the 23rd. And this is the crossed double. And I have another tutorial using this stitch, the crisscross beanie, and I think it's a cowl too, crisscross beanie and cowl. So there's that. Okay, so I said I've got a craft show coming up on the 30th. I've got my book. So this is today, right there. This video will be coming out on Wednesday the 13th. So I've got just a little over 2 weeks, barely over 2 weeks before the craft show. Now I've already got a lot of stuff done and ready for it. But I have set a challenge for myself. I want to get at least 2 hexicardies done before then for adults, possibly 1 or 2 for a child. And I've already got my yarn picked out for the first one. This is Ferris Wheel, a number 4, colors cherry on top. So this is going to be my first one. It's 270 yards per pour one of these, 100% acrylic. It's a number 4. It says to use a 5mm. I'll be using a 6. And I will be making hexacardis. I've got 6 of them. That's definitely enough to make one adult. And it's a good way to use up some of my yarn. Win-win. Okay, so that's it for this part. I'm going to go ahead and insert a video right now showing all the little critters I finished, the ones that my son requested. So I'll do a video with those since he's already got them. So that's going to go right here. Hi you guys, this is Past Kim. I just wanted to show these little critters in case my son comes over and takes them before I make my video for Wednesday. So you've already seen my lion. I love my lion. I don't really want to give him away. I can make another one. So you've seen him and you've seen the funky little moose thing that I really don't like. So I made a different moose. He's called a roly-poly, and I will have the link for the pattern down below because there was no tutorial. This one and the ostrich are patterns. The lizard I'm going to show you is a tutorial. All right. So this was the new moose I made. And he's a no-sew. You make the legs and the snout and the ears and the antlers and the tail, but you hook them on as you're going. There's no after sewing, so it was really nice. Though his one ear seems a little floppy. But I like this one a lot more than this one. This one's the winner. Oh, he does kind of look like a brown cow with antlers. He's still cute. Okay, and then my son first he asked for an ostrich, and then he said, I need to add a moose, a lizard, and a lion. So we've seen the lion, we've seen the moose. Here is the ostrich. Now, the only thing different I did was this part here is just a couple rows of white. So I added some little fringy pieces on. Not a lot, just like one little fringy per stitch. And then I fluffed it out, and I fluffed out his body and his wings and his tail because ostriches have a fluffy, their feathers are fluffy. I mean, you make ostrich boas, so, I think it just looks a lot nicer brushed out than it did just plain. And again, this is another no-sew. You make the beak, the wings, the tail, a toe, and then you hook that toe on. You make one toe all by itself, and then you make the other toe, and then you connect this toe, and then you make your foot. And I did have a little issue with the foot, but then I figured it out. And then it just goes up to the leg. So there's no sewing. I think he turned out. You guys, I first saw this and I was like, I don't like that. But I really like it now that I've made it. So that's the ostrich. And then, you know, I had a hard time finding a lizard because his request was make me a lizard with the eyes comically off to the sides of his head. Well, I couldn't even find a lizard pattern that I liked, and I wasn't going to buy one because I don't know, you know, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to make any more of these than just this one. I'm not buying a pattern for that. But, so I found this, it's called a leopard gecko. And you guys, oh my God, what's the name of her channel? Complicated something. I will have it linked below. This is the tutorial. I could listen to her talk for all day. Oh my gosh, she's got such a soothing, nice voice. But this is the leopard gecko I made. You can't really see his mouth too much, but I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. And with this, you make the eyeballs, the eyelids, and the jaw. And then you make the body and the tail. Then you make the legs. And look at those little footsies, the little toes. It's so cool the way that she has you make the toes. But I used, for all of those, I think it was Big Twist yarn. And Big Twist is a nice, soft 4-ply. This green is Red Heart Super Saver. Super Saver is a very stiff yarn. It's actually very good for making amigurumi because the shape, this yarn is so stiff, and I guess maybe because it's like a 4-weight yarn, right? But she has you using a 3.75 millimeter hook. So my hands were freaking sore by the time I got done with this, just because it was, and you know, I made my stitches nice and tight. I mean, look at that, nice and tight. So anyway, it held its shape even before I put stuffing in it, and now it's like, his head's a little squishy because she said to do that, but I mean, there really isn't as much stuffing in here as it looks because this yarn is just so stiff. But anyway, he doesn't have comically side head eyeballs, but they're huge. I think he's gonna like them. And I didn't really want one this big because I don't think geckos are this big. Geckos are about as big as this tail, if they're that big. Because I remember going down to see my parents in Florida, quite a few years ago when they were both alive and they lived down there. And there were geckos all over. And they were only like this big. I mean, I probably stepped on some and didn't even realize it. So anyway, I just wanted to get this in here to show you. And now we'll get back to the real video. So what'd you think of those? You guys, I am just so in love with that line. I've got to make one for myself. I mean, I've got to find the time to do it. So what do I have coming up? Besides the challenge of making those 2 adult hexicardis, this is the middle of September. I've got to get my blanket done for Halloween if I want to enjoy it for Halloween. Of course, in my house, it's Halloween every day. I mean, that's just the way we roll here. So, but anyway, I would like to get it done. I'm not even sure what design I'm going to do yet. And my spiderweb sweater, that's getting put on hold for now too. I'll have it done before Halloween because after the October 8th, I don't have anything coming up until possibly December. So, I got time. I got time. That's what we tell ourselves all the time, isn't it? I got time. I got this. No problem. And then it's like, oh my God, it's due tomorrow. Whatever. I'm a grown-up. I don't have to go by those kind of rules anymore at home. I do at work. I hate working. You guys, I hate working. I used to love it. I used to love going to work and feeling independent and blah, 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 blah. Now I'm just like, oh man, I just don't want to do it anymore. But I have to for another 5 years. Blah. All right, so I'm just shuffling our Monology cards here to get our advice for the week. When should I stop? Now? Okay. So the one I pulled up from the top is New Moon in Capricorn, and it says, step up and lead. Any of you need that advice? Step up and lead? Now let's see what's on the bottom. Talk less, feel more. There you go. You can have them each or together or separately, whatever. Step up and lead, talk less, feel more. Talk less? It's almost impossible for me. All right, so that's going to do it for this week, for this video anyway. I do have some yarn coming in because, I really need it. And I've got all storage places in the world to put it. Never mind, I've got tubs sitting out in my living room full of yarn that has to get bagged up and sold. I'm going to have to open my Etsy shop just to put that yarn on there. And eat the loss. Because that's what Etsy does. Gobble, 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 gobble. All right. Anyway, that's it for this video. So y'all have a good day, good morning, good evening, whatever, whenever, wherever it is when you're watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have not already, please subscribe. And you can like this and leave comments down below because I love reading comments. If I don't reply to your comment, don't take it personally. I'm probably just busy at the moment and I'm trying to sneak in reading, and I'll just put a little heart so you know I've read it. But I do appreciate everybody who leaves comments, as long as they're nice and they follow my rules. Anyway, that's it. Just go blah, 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 blah. Just yap, yap, yap. Later, Gators. Peace out.